Welcome to the world debut of the new Ram RHO. It's a high-performance off-road truck from Ram for 2025. It looks like a TRX, so is this a budget TRX or is it an F-150 Ford Raptor killer? Well, I have all the specifications, pricing, when it's going to be available, so I'll show you everything in this video. But before I do that, let me show you two other trucks that Ram is introducing right now. This dark truck lurking in the dark is the 2025 Ram 1500 Warlock. You probably know Ram Warlock trucks from before. Actually, Ram 1500 Classic Warlock is still available right now. And you could buy it for under or around $50,000 because it's basically a four-door cab, 4x4 with a special off-road package. It's a sport off-road truck, but in a more affordable way of doing things. But for 2025, it's also available as the new generation truck as well. Let me briefly show you inside and tell you how much it costs. If you're working on a lower budget than an RHO or maybe a Rebel, I think this is where it's at, really. It's a cool off-road package. It's based on a more work-ready tradesman, so you can kind of see the interior with a big cubby right here in the front, cloth seats, 6-person configuration. Yep, you can put 6 people in here, and still all the latest technology. Even my brake controller is here, 4x4, raised ride height, off-road ready tires, and a price of around, it starts at around $56,000. I know that's a lot of money. 56,000 sounds like a lot, but I'm going to show you more expensive trucks in this video. So this is kind of where it starts for 2025, right here in the Warlock. Let's move on to the Rebel truck. And not just any Ram 1500 Rebel. This is the new 2025 Rebel X. You can see it right there on the bed side. What does X mean? Well, it's one of the most premium Rebels you can buy, but also it's celebrating 10th anniversary of Ram Rebel. And actually, I remember this very vividly. 9 years ago, Nathan and I were in Arizona in Flagstaff, and we actually went for an off-road drive in the first generation Ram Rebel 2015 model. So now it's been basically 10 years. So let me show you how they're celebrating this. Well, first of all, for 2015, the Ram Rebel is updated. And you can only get it in one way. Crew cab with a shorter bed, 5'7" bed. And what you see in here, of course, is the Rebel X, which means it has the most premium interior. And when you buy the new Rebel, you have to get the twin-turbo straight-six Hurricane engine, which is in the base form, produces 420 horsepower and 469 pound-feet of torque. Lots of power. I actually took one off-road, and I have a video you can check out, alltfl.com or TFL Off-Road channel, and see it right there. But for the X, of course, it gets level 2 premium technology package. You have special badging. You can see one of the badges here on the center console. Of course, you have the shifter here, very similar to the Rebel GT, which you can also buy for 2025. But here in the X, you also have a console shifter, so it feels like a TRX. You still have a variety of off-road modes, also sport modes. You have 4-wheel drive automatic, 4 high, 4 low range. You have a selectable rear locking differential, all the good stuff that make an off-road truck great. 33-inch tall tires, and also now special seats. There's an X right here. Over here on the side, there's a little bit of an area where you can put Velcro patches or badges. So I think this is really cool. This also comes in a way from their built-to-serve trucks that they had in previous years. The back of the seat has a MOLLE panel that's kind of woven into the leather, and very special leather also. So all of that is coming in at just over $70,000. That's after destination charges and the Rebel X. So you're getting the Rebel X for that much money. If you wanted a Rebel GT, which you can also get with a lot of the similar features, that's around $71,000. So approximately in the same range. And now for the main event, the Ram RHO. I think all of us have been waiting for this because we've seen prototypes of this truck driving around Michigan and also states like Colorado where we're from. And now here it is in the flesh. So first of all, let's start with the styling once again. To me, it looks a lot like a TRX. That's actually finishing production here in 2024 model year. You may still be able to find a Ram TRX with that supercharged V8 underneath the hood. But for the RHO, the one item that I can see that's quite a bit different is the headlamp. Very premium LED headlamp. The bumper is revised a little bit, and also kind of these end caps with a marker light. This is a very wide truck. The track width, where the tires are, of the RHO is very similar to the outgoing TRX, and it's around 6 inches wider in the track width than a regular Ram Rebel or a Warlock or a regular Ram 4x4. That's why it has the wide body. But the main story, I think, is also, of course, under the hood and underneath. So let me open the hood and show you what's going on right there. Well, the hood still looks very impressive, and it does have the RHO logo right there. But underneath, you see this. This is the new high output Hurricane twin turbo straight 6 3-liter. Yep, this is not a supercharged V8 engine. So this is really not meant, according to Ram, to replace the TRX. It's not a replacement for the TRX. TRX still may be coming in the future sometime. What this is you still have 540 horsepower, 521 pound-feet of torque, an 8-speed automatic, and that giant wide suspension under this truck. But something unique is happening here underneath the hood because, of course, there's an air intake in the front. Then the air goes through and dumps right here into this cone-shaped air filter right here. I was talking to the chief engineer, Doug Killian, and he said that what makes this powertrain also special is that air intake and also equal length exhaust system. I cannot really get a full impression of the exhaust sound here indoors on stage, but the sound is going to be different from other high output engines in other Ram 1500 trucks. And the power, he said, even though the spec sheet says the same, 540, 521, he said that the torque and the power in the mid-range is really, really something you can feel. And Ram states 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds, which is just 1/10 off of how they rated the TRX with the V8. So in theory, this is supposed to be almost just as quick to 60. And quarter mile comes in at 13.1 seconds at 105 miles an hour, which is also pretty impressive. And also the top speed of this truck is still 118 miles per hour. And I said still because it has the same tires that the TRX basically came with. And that top speed is limited really by the tires. I'm going to get to the competition really soon, specifically the F-150 Ford Raptor. But I wanted to talk about the suspension before I do that. It's still a wide body truck with long travel, 13 inches of travel in the front, 14 inches of travel in the rear, according to Ram. The dampers are still Bilstein Black Hawk E squared. They're active shocks, they're controlled with the modes, and they also adapt to your driving conditions. And they're still full featured just like they were on the TRX. But the weight of the truck is different. So according to Ram, the total curb weight is 150 pounds less than the TRX, and that in large part has to do with the engine. So actually the front of this truck is about 180 pounds less, and they gained about 30 pounds here near the rear axle. So according to Ram, it's a little bit more balanced, and I love that because when you talk about speed, acceleration, off-road nimbleness, weight matters a lot. And the less weight you have, the better the truck will be. So I cannot wait to do a drag race against an F-150 Raptor with the EcoBoost engine, and also cannot wait to drive this off-road. Of course, this truck will never compete against the TRX or the Raptor R. But here's a couple more very important numbers. First of all, towing capacity is 8,380 pounds, which is more than a regular F-150 Raptor. And the payload on this truck is 1,520 pounds in its base form, which is once again a little bit more than the F-150 Raptor. So it appears to me that Ram is going after directly that F-150 Raptor with that EcoBoost. So they're offering a little bit more payload, a little bit more towing capacity, still the bed, that's very, very useful. And also this, a 2 kilowatt inverter in the bed. So this is very similar to what the Raptor also offers. And of course, we'll get to the price in a second. Let's take a look inside. And I am very familiar with the Ram TRX and also many different F-150 Raptors. TFL truck used to own a 2021 Ram TRX. We owned one of each generation of the Ford Raptor. And actually, I love this interior. They just refined it and improved it on this 2025 truck just a little bit more with the larger screen, still the console shifter, really nice materials. And this is, by the way, kind of like the next level, level 2 RHO. So this is not the base truck. So it's showing all the features. And let me actually power up the screens so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I can at least show you something here. This is a prototype. And yeah, there it is. So fully digital cluster here in front of me for the gauges. Then I have a heads-up display that's not currently operational because the truck is really not running. It's a prototype. I have a 14.5-inch vertical display here with redundant buttons like Ram has always done on the side. Everything is easy at hand. This has a brake controller, which I love. Here's all of your modes, including launch control, which the TRX also used to have, and all of my modes here. If you double tap this, you're supposed to have your custom mode. You can go through different driving modes, and Ram says, take a look, there's up to 9 different RHO modes now. Snow, Auto, Sport, Baja, Tow Haul mode, and also Valet mode. So yeah, mind-boggling number of different modes. There's also off-road pages. Let's see if I can kind of get to this. Performance pages right here. Racing options. You can track your performance. Don't read too much into these numbers because this is not really a working truck that's on sale. And G-force meters, vehicle dynamics. If you know either Dodge performance cars or Ram performance trucks, you'll be very familiar with this layout. And also there is an ability to take a snapshot of the screens, which I love, and auxiliary switches for additional stuff like off-road lights and maybe other accessories. There's also a new logo. Do you see this rhino? I don't know. Well, RHO is really just a name. It could stand for Ram High Output, or I guess a running rhino. But in any case, there's a rhino running over here, and you can kind of see the VIN number and the horsepower output. So now, let me go back outside and really get to the nuts and bolts, because the price matters a lot. The truck you see here is the RHO Level 1, basically the upgraded RHO. And I'm in the front here because right here is the radar system and sensors. Of course, parking sensors are here. But this is important because when you upgrade to the Level 1 premium package on this truck, it comes with hands-free driving on pre-mapped highways and roads. This is a huge differentiator for this truck because the current F-150 Raptor cannot do that. And some of the more special off-road versions of GM trucks can't either. So this is a cool feature. And the whole package with that 14-inch screen inside, extra sensors, is $9,995, basically $10K. So you are increasing the price by about $10,000, but you're getting other cool tech to go along with it. So at the very beginning of this video, I said, is it a budget TRX or is it an F-150 Raptor killer? Here's what I meant by that F-150 Raptor killer, is because the price is very attractive on this particular truck. In base form, the RHO will start at $69,995 plus destination, which is $1,995, which really puts it right below $72,000 for 540 horsepower, wide body, Bilstein active suspension, and many, many different features on the inside. I think that's really a killer value when you consider the F-150 Raptor for 2024 on 35s, like this truck, starts near $80,000. So this is about, what, $8,000 less expensive? So when you have two trucks side by side, and you're saving $8,000 and you're having more horsepower, I think this RHO becomes a lot more attractive. Of course, I have to drive it first. We have to really put it head-to-head against an F-150 Raptor to really find out what it's like, because the F-150 Raptor may be a little bit lighter weight because it's all aluminum, so we'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Ram is expanding its sport off-road truck lineup. Like I told you at the beginning of this video, there is the classic Ram 1500 Warlock. There's a 2025 Ram 1500 Warlock. There's a Rebel lineup. There's now this available. You can order this today. And Ram says they will reach dealerships and your driveways in the third quarter of this year, so Q3 2024. Let me know what you think. Check out oldtfl.com and tfltruck.com for all the latest news and reviews. Yeah, this world is getting more exciting by the minute.